Making her first appearance inside of Black Ops 6's Terminus, Maya Aguinaldo is the newest addition to our main crew. We don't know exactly when she was born, but it was to a family of smugglers with an Australian mother and Filipino father, and early on, Maya's dad noticed that from a young age, she had a knack for the family business, something that differentiated her from her younger brother, Nathan.
So, Nathan, what was he like? I mean, before all this?
Dad used to say I was made for smuggling, had the brains and the balls for it. But Nathan, yeah, he should have been a music teacher.
It's unknown who her mother really was or what role she had in the family, but after her father passed away, Maya continued to lead the smuggling business alongside Nathan, with the two growing extremely close over the years. Though, because of Nathan's kindness and desire to help others, she often found herself needing to clean up after situations he created for them when he made the wrong people angry.
What'd your brother do to end up in a place like this?
Crossed the wrong people. Stuck his nose where it didn't belong. As usual, Big Sis has to clean up the mess.
Ultimately though, they were relatively small-time criminals simply moving drugs, weapons, and other contraband around Southeast Asia. That is until Nathan's kind heart once again got them in hot water. Oftentimes they would take in refugees with other contraband, as Nathan was unable to see people hungry and suffering at the ports and then simply move on.
But Nathan was always a softie. Every shitty port we stopped in, he'd see the starving women with their kids, looking for a new start. Anywhere else.
I never heard of a human trafficker with a heart of gold. Smells like bullshit to me.
Oh, I've done a lot of dodgy things over the years. Moving those refugees was not one of them.
This eventually led them to get involved with an underground organization known as the French Syndicate. This group, formed sometime in the 1980s, was led by a man named Franco, who we've yet to get much information about. That syndicate aligned themselves with Project Janus sometime before 1990 to help get them test subjects for their Ethereum experimentations. During that time, they would also be tasked with gathering information on the Sentinel artifacts from Dr. Gabriel Kraft from the Vanguard story, but that is a topic for another video. What's important now is that Nathan eventually found out that the refugees they have been told they were saving were actually being disappeared, and despite Maya's warnings, he started asking too many questions to the wrong people.
Ever heard of the French Syndicate?
Criminal organization based out of Avalon. Very dangerous. Why?
We handed off refugees to him. They went missing, and when Nathan asked why, he disappeared too. I told Nathan, I fucking told him he was dealing with the wrong people, but he wanted to help. Look where it got us.
Some folks are like that. So caught up in saving others, they don't watch their own backs. No one's fault. Just how it is.
When Franco found out about this, not wanting to cause issues with his partners, he decided to inform Dr. Modi about his issues with Nathan. This eventually resulted in Nathan being kidnapped and taken to a Project Janus black site known as Terminus Island.
Franco. His name is Franco. The syndicate scum who sold out Nathan. Guess he thought no one would miss him.
So Maya, after realizing her brother had been taken and discovering Franco's involvement, immediately got to work trying to find him. This led her to saving Dr. Peck from bleeding out in a random back alley, and feeling that he owed her a debt, while also knowing that Terminus Island had the warheads he's looking for, Peck eventually helped Maya to track down Nathan and arrive on the island with her.
Why Peck? There are plenty of idiots in the world who could help you find your brother.
I stitched him up after he got rolled in a back alley. After that, he figured he owed me. Wasn't gonna tell him otherwise.
After she broke down the security and committed a very violent murder, Maya met up with Carver, Gray, Weaver, and Raptor 1. She and Peck then made a deal with them to help them escape from the island and find Richtofen once they help her find Nathan. Over the course of their adventure, Maya started to grow a lot closer with the crew, knowing that they are very different from the image that Dr. Peck had painted of them in her head.
These people are nothing like how you described him. I mean, Gray, for starters.
Hey, if you knew her back then, the last thing you'd expect her to be now is a fucking Amazon.
You've been working out. Peck described you as mousy, but I bet you could break him in half.
Truth is, aside from work detail, there wasn't much to do here.
Unfortunately though, her search for her brother does not have a happy ending. Peck was able to track Nathan to the inside of a containment pod down in the biolabs of the island, where he had been modified into a more powerful amalgam. While she tried to save him at first, and it was clearly he did not want to attack them, simply driven by hunger, that he was too far gone. And eventually Maya took it upon herself to put down her brother and vow revenge on everyone who got him there in the first place, in the end blaming herself for what happened to him. Because of this, she helps the crew bring back Dr. Modi, who had overseen all of the experimentations on Nathan and the island as a whole, to the port with the help of AI Samantha. And while she wasn't personally responsible for the death of Modi, I would be surprised if she wasn't happy with what occurred. After they took down the Kraken, Maya finds out the next target is the Prima Materia and Sentinel artifact at a place called Avalon, where the French Syndicate is active and working toward the same goal, meaning she's gonna want to stick around with our crew for at least a little bit longer. And that's where we leave off our story with Maya as we await the launch of Citadel d'Amour. She is the only one of our main crew who has not appeared in any games outside of Black Ops 6, and also the only one whose final fate is unknown thanks to what occurred in MWC Zombies, which takes place after the events of Black Ops 6. So let me know what you guys think of Maya as a character, or if you just want to see this kind of history video on other characters in this timeline. Subscribe for more all-around zombies content, and I will see you guys in the next one.